Stop asking the universe for what you want. The universe doesn't hear your wants. It doesn't hear your begging, and it certainly doesn't listen to your hopes. The universe hears only one thing: your frequency. You are frustrated. You are working hard. You are visualizing. You are doing the affirmations. Yet, the reality you see with your eyes refuses to change. Why? Is the system broken? Are you unlucky? No. You are simply fragmented. You are sending a signal that is pure static. You think one thing, you say another, and you do a third. You are a house divided against itself, and a house divided cannot stand. Manifestation is not magic. It is not a lottery ticket. Manifestation is physics. It is geometry. It is the absolute, ruthless alignment of your internal world with your external actions. In the next few minutes, we are going to dismantle the lies you've been told about attracting success. We are going to replace motivation with alignment. We are going to synchronize the three parts of your being so that for the first time in your life, you are not fighting the current, you become the current. This is how you stop dreaming and start commanding. Let's look at the architecture of your reality. Manifestation truly is the alignment of three specific coordinates: what you think, what you say, and what you do. It sounds simple, doesn't it? But look closely at your life. Inside your mind, you have a vision. You see yourself wealthy, fit, in love, purposeful. That is the thought. But then you open your mouth. You complain to your friends about the economy. You tell your spouse how tired you are. You make self-deprecating jokes. That is the word. And then the action. You know you should build that business, but you watch TV. You know you should eat life-giving food, but you choose the comfort of sugar. Do you see the chaos? Your mind points north. Your words point east. Your actions point south. How is the power of the universe supposed to know what you want when you are split into three different people? When you are out of alignment, you are creating resistance. You are driving a car with the handbrake on. The engine is roaring. You are burning fuel. You are exhausting yourself, but you aren't moving. This is why you are tired. You aren't tired because of the work. You are tired because of the internal friction. But when those three things align, when the thought in your head matches the word on your tongue and the labor of your hands, that is when you create impact. That is when the universe stops being an obstacle and starts being your sidekick. The friction vanishes. The handbrake is released. Suddenly, you have energy you didn't know existed. To achieve this, you need a zero-tolerance policy for mental clutter. Here is the rule. Every idea, every thought, and every word either moves you toward your vision or moves you away from it. There is no neutral ground. There is no pausing. You are either building your dream or you are dismantling it. Eradication. That is a strong word, but it is necessary. Every thought that whispers, "I can't," every word that complains about how hard it is, it needs to be eradicated. This creates space. You cannot occupy two spaces at once. You cannot hold the frequency of "I am creating wealth" and "money is the root of all evil" in the same mind at the same time. They are like oil and water. They repel each other. If you try to hold both, you create a psychological war zone inside your head. It is time to occupy one space, the space of belief. Imagine for a moment. It's 1950. You and I are driving an old Cadillac down a dusty road in the Midwest. We want to listen to music. The music is already there. It is floating in the air around us, invisible, encoded in radio waves. It exists right now. But we don't hear it. Why? Because our dial is set to static. We don't need to create the music. We don't need to beg the radio station to broadcast harder. We simply need to tune our device to the frequency where the music lives. This is exactly how prosperity works. This is how health works. This is how love works. The version of you that is successful already exists. The reality where you are living your purpose is already broadcasting, but you are tuned to the station of struggle. You are tuned to the frequency of victim. Most people want to operate at a high vibrational frequency. They want the music, but their actions are tuning the dial to static. You cannot have a high-frequency mindset with low-frequency habits. You have to position yourself. You have to act as if the signal is already clear. But I don't feel like it today. Let's talk about the biggest trap in the self-help industry: motivation. Why does motivation fail? Because it is an emotion, and emotions are like the weather, unreliable. One night of bad sleep, one stressful phone call, one rude comment from a stranger, and poof, your motivation is gone. It's like a matchstick in the wind. If you build your life on the foundation of feeling like it, you will build a shack that collapses with the first breeze. Alignment is not motivation. Alignment is duty. Alignment is identity. When you are aligned, you don't need to be hyped up. You move through life with a cold, calm clarity. You are unstoppable not because you are excited, but because you have no other choice. Your values have merged with your actions. Think about it. You know when you are being a liar to yourself? You know when you are supposed to go to the gym. I'm not saying you must be an Olympian, but you know the promise you made to yourself. And when you don't go, you weaken your signal. You know you were supposed to read that book, write that proposal, make that call. When you don't do it, you aren't just procrastinating, you are shattering your integrity. You are telling the universe, do not trust me. I say one thing and do another. And if you can't trust yourself, why should reality trust you with abundance? Let's get practical. Where does the battle for alignment begin? It begins when you close your eyes. You spend 1/3 of your life asleep, 8 hours. This is not dead time, this is programming time. Your conscious mind shuts down, but your subconscious, the giant, powerful engine that runs 95% of your life, takes the wheel. How do you prepare for this shift? Most people treat their bedtime like a trash can. They lie in bed and replay every mistake of the day. They worry about tomorrow's bills. They scroll through social media, looking at what other people have that they lack. Listen to me. You are programming your navigation system to drive you off a cliff. If you fall asleep focusing on what is missing, the universe will offer you experiences that match that vibration. It will give you more missing. If you focus on a negative thought for just 17 seconds, it attracts another like it, then another. By the time you hit 68 seconds, you have established a momentum that is hard to stop. You have lost your window of alignment. Tonight, try something different. Use your mind to train your subconscious. Remind yourself of who you are becoming. Visualize the alignment. Go to sleep as the person you want to be. When you wake up, that momentum will still be there. When you align mentally, physically, and spiritually, you become like a seed planted in fertile soil. The entire ecosystem of the earth begins to work with you. Nature does not struggle. Nature flows. It would be incredibly difficult for a bird to try to be a giraffe. It would be painful. It would be a life of suffering. But if the bird simply accepts that it is a bird, if it uses the wings it was given and the instincts it possesses, soaring is effortless. That is what abundance looks like. Effortlessness. Effortlessness doesn't mean no work. It means no friction. It means you are no longer living from the outside in, trying to impress others or fit a mold that isn't yours. You are living from the inside out. If you are chasing a goal that is not yours, if you are chasing money just because society says you should, but your soul craves art, you will fail. Or worse, you will succeed and you will feel nothing. Achievement without alignment feels like failure. We are taught that success guarantees happiness. Psychology shows us the opposite. When your achievements do not match your values, they feel hollow. This is why people hit the milestones, the promotion, the big house, the wedding, and they feel emptier than ever. It's called cognitive dissonance. I value family, but I work 80 hours a week. I value creativity, but my job is just spreadsheets. I value health, but I poison my body. This distance between who you are and what you do creates anxiety. It creates burnout. Burnout isn't just working too hard. Burnout is working toward a goal you don't actually care about. You are only truly successful when you are living in harmony with your design. When your good, right, and just align with your daily calendar. Now, a warning. When you decide to align, when you decide to move your heart and mind into agreement, do not expect the path to be smooth. The dream always comes with resistance. You will get where you want to go, but rarely in the way you imagined. There will be pain. But you must learn to read the pain correctly. Pain is not proof of misalignment. Pain is proof you are growing. Pain is the sensation of the old self dying. If you give up because something is hard, it means you didn't care enough. It means your values weren't strong enough to carry your actions. We do the most difficult things in the world for the things we truly love. Parents will lift cars to save their children. Why? Alignment of love and action. So, when you feel the resistance, when you want to eat the cookie, when you want to lash out at your boss, when you want to quit, detach. Look at the feeling. I feel angry, okay? I feel hungry, okay? But do not act on the feeling if it contradicts the goal. Retaliating against your coworker might feel good for 10 seconds, but it destroys your long-term peace. Eating the junk food comforts you for 5 minutes, but creates a week of regret. Separating your temporary feelings from your permanent identity is the mark of a master. Think of your life as an ever-expanding mosaic. Every moment, every choice, every thought is a tiny tile. Alignment means you get to choose where each tile is placed. You are the artist. If you place tiles of greed, fear, and jealousy, you create a picture of chaos. You attract what you are. You do not get what you want. You get what you are. What illusion are you trying to keep alive? What mask are you wearing that is heavy to carry? Drop it. Figure out who you are. Not who you were trained to be by your parents, not who your teachers said you were. Who are you? Take one step today, just one, that feels like that person. Move your heart and mind into agreement. Close your eyes for a moment. Can you feel it? Everything is aligning for you. This is not hope. This is certainty. The overflow has started. Not because you chased harder, not because you forced results, but because something inside you settled. You stopped fighting yourself. You claimed the shift internally, and now the outer world has no choice but to bend to that inner knowing. You didn't stumble upon this video by accident. You arrived here. By your own unseen authority, you have rearranged the script. You have assumed the role of the one who has, the one who is, and now the story must respond accordingly. Get up, get aligned, and watch the world change.